we had to investigate it, when we hot and tighten it. Even John. Now, I told up to the same, we can talk about this one next.
I just want to make everybody, we have got some more today. To show a lot about the home body here. Everybody came out, it was like a real game. I was pumped, my whole team was pumped. I just want to say thank you guys. And also, super competitive. I love that. It felt like it was a real game. I appreciate that from the guys. It was hard in there.
Yeah, I'd like to piggyback on that. I want to thank everyone for coming out, showing the support for the Purple and Gold. I feel like this week has been a great week with community outreach and these activities for the students on campus to get involved. So I think it's all just a combination of all of that coming into play. And it showed up today, so we're really happy and proud about that. Thank you guys. Thank you, PV Nation.
Questions from the floor, please raise your hand.
Man, it's just, the ring is so beautiful. I didn't really get a chance to soak it all in, but I was looking at the ring. I was like, man, this thing is so big. I want to thank the PV, our Coach Jack, and everyone that did the planning for the ring. It's really big and special. It's very special to us. So I think about all the hard work during the summer when I came in, and with the team we had last year, as that brotherhood, and just trying to continue it and keep stack on it to this coming up season.
That was emotional, like all the work we put into summer last summer. But definitely it's always looking at food and actually getting the work around our figure, looking at it. Good, unbelievable. And also Coach Jack, continuing to do what we did. And we're going to continue to do it.
Yeah, this is inside spring games are different over the years, and we've probably experienced from different roles and different activities. But personally, what do you go in looking for as an individual in a spring game, and then as a team in terms of your side of the ball? What do you look to accomplish?
Yeah, so I'll start with the team aspect. In spring game, we want to see, like, we had the purple and gold out here today. We want to see which side is more enthused, really. And I feel like my gold squad started the purple squad over here, but I feel like we're more enthused throughout the 4 quarters. It was ups and downs, but I feel like we had the edge on the enthusiasm part. And just as an individual, I think like just trying to bring just same as that, just bring enthusiasm. Try with our new boys, our new D line, especially community on the D line, just trying to show them our culture over here, and just trying to continue that.
Your thoughts? I was just asking you, when you come into a spring game, you have different minds. What do you want to accomplish from your perspective individually in the spring game, then as a team from that side of the ball? What do you want?
I think individually, just execution, physicality, and just really working on spring technique-wise, technique, physicality, execution. And as a team, it's just for us to go out there and do what we do all spring and just show what we do.
Thank you.
Any other questions for that? If not, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Oh, one more question, sir? Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one.
Okay. Okay, all right. Start with you, Coach Jackson.
Yeah, 15 practices completed today. Really competitive 15 practices. A lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, a lot of new positions, guys in different positions. We try to see who can help us win. I'm really proud of our coaches. Had great every practice. It's going to be a lot. Some situations. We have to move depth charts based on the grades. I just had to make sure to maintain the guys in our program. We started in January. As soon as we got here in the weight room, all training, the spring ball ups games and all that stuff. So it's been a lot. We got 15 practices in the field. We've had another 12 or so OTAs. So these guys have been out on the grass for a really long time. And you see the improvement from the day we started to the day we finished. I really like spring games the way we do it because we mix the teams up. All the talent, the high level talent is not on one team. So guys that are supposed to be the guys, they have to play up and get others to play up around them. And so you never know who you're going to end up playing with during the season. A guy that's in our Brave group, which we call the 2 Braves and the Savage ones. A guy that's in our Brave group might very well be a Savage any given day. So we got to make sure that those guys can play the game properly. So we'll watch the tape. A lot of development that goes on in our spring game. What you saw tonight was GA's call plays. You saw coordinators be head coaches. There's a lot that goes into this week of development. So we'll never have really a high scoring spring game because of the way we choose to go about developing our people. I think people that call the spring game as coordinators are either brand new or selfish as all get out because they need to make sure that people are developing within the program, and development extends far beyond just the players, especially nowadays. I think COVID taught us that. I'm never down, somebody's got to step up. So we want to make sure we have those people in place. So really excited about where we're going. We're going to a recruiting phase now, along with the player evaluation phase. Coaches will get out in the next couple of weeks for Skyway, Virginia College, every place in the country we can get to. And see what's left out there to add to this collective. We'll make some decisions, some roster decisions in a little bit. Any questions?
Coach, as a Joe Blake, that was the podcast, you mentioned you had on the crew for every position that you have focused on that you want to go and attack.
I think the day is over with that you just focus on one position. You're not going to turn out a good player. So if we're out somewhere, we got a lot of receivers. But if we out somewhere and see a different player at receiver, we're going to take it. We'll figure out the other stuff on the back end. And we're about collecting talent and making you fit what we do, or us fitting what we do to the talent. And so I think that's what's different about today's football. You always want to find offensive and defensive linemen. They're so hard to find. People are really overspending for offensive and defensive linemen. So you want to make sure that you find those guys and build it from the trench out. But we'll take another quarterback. We'll look at some receivers. We'll look at some more DBs. I think quarterback, O-line, D-line, and corner is where we got to be solid for us to continue to win championships. That's been our secret everywhere we ever been. It's been no secret. We play man coverage, hit you in your face, and we don't turn the ball over the corner. It's kind of been who we are, right? Which is why we get things like this at the end of the year, because we understand who we are and how we I was looking for them to come together and compete. It's hard, man. A bunch of new guys coming out, playing against each other, guys from Portland, guys from Florida, guys from different walks of life. You don't put them in a room together in Prairie, Texas, and you tell them to go work for a common goal in today's time, when some guys making $10, some guys making no dollars, other guys making $1 million, right? Like, there ain't no $1 million guys here, but their friends are in those categories. So how do you get guys, put them in a room and get them to work together for a common goal? That's the time with each other. And so I was looking for them to turn the corner on a time standpoint. If you're willing to give up your time, if you're willing to come up here on Saturday and volunteer 2 hours for a lift together, then I think we got something. I don't know what we got, but I think we got something, right? And so I was looking at and looking for that as the football can be fixed. I think we got good enough coaches to where we can adapt and overcome football. And that's it. And we're not good at something, we just don't do that. We do what we do. Football is checkers, we ain't chess. Just slide, jump, and get the king and in, right? But we need the guys to put their egos aside and come together for one common goal. I think for the most part, we've done it. There's some guys early on that went to another thing, they just couldn't get out of them. They wanted to be them. You come here, you got to do us. We're not going to come do it all. So I think guys, they heard that recruiting, they understood that it's real when they got here, and now they're telling other recruits as we hear from other guys that they're recruiting, and I told them so much, told me I did. Absolutely. So that way we can cut the fluff in the summer because you don't have much time, and we can get down to business.
Anything that stand out, you know,
Guys, we just had up there, man, a lot of folks in college, whatever, like the key whatever, like those guys doing the football players. You know, we had some guys that were out for injury purposes that we just didn't know it. So it allowed some other guys to step up. Those who stand out, Tim Carter has this spring, even in terms of all from a quarterback standpoint, I think today he was his first pick. Bounced on somebody, tell him. From a quarterback standpoint, that's what it takes. He's doing a good job of winning over the team. He's still got a long way to go. He's doing that. Then I was just really impressed with the defensive line improvement. We got some guys that can rush now. We didn't have that a year ago. We got some guys that put their hand there. Rush Dory Gates and transfer from Henry Commerce with the Klein with high school. They came back to play last year. Really good player. We got a couple of George Campbell transfer from Rice. He had a big day before the season. He had 2 weeks. He got better and better. Big Lisa and good play. 5 weeks inside of Lisa. Just kind of is what it is. I'm telling that every day. Like, you really got my jersey on your wall and my head. And so I'm looking forward to them to continue to take steps. It's cool to be good in the spring. You just watch the spring. It's cool to be good in the summer. You be good when we select the team. You need to be good then. We need to continuously get better. And those guys on the right track. We can beat them out. We have to do that. Yeah, but you gave me a lady that I still got in my house. And I think people really don't understand the things that go on in our program that are personal. I see football, man. I see these dudes different life. They're about to graduate. So you got to use them to things. My daughter ain't dating, but if my daughter was, I want her to date somebody like me. And my daughter ain't dating because I said she didn't date. I don't care if she grown or not. I know she got other stuff because she ain't dating. And so, you know, but I think he's an all-around dude, man. I'm saying that just saying, you gotta say that because you said that from the beginning. He's coming here, he was new, he didn't know anybody, he just learned where he is. But that's not normal. That's not what kids are doing today. They're coming in with their hand out and begging and telling you what you should do. He didn't do that. He went to work. He do that never made an excuse. He missed one thing here, and he was so distraught about it until I felt bad and then it didn't punish him. Because I felt bad. Because he don't miss. But he handled his business, took care of it, had the players take care of it, and he moved on. So I'm looking forward to his future. I think the Panther Nation should be glad he's a Panther. And we got to start giving appreciation to guys that want to be here, that represent us in the right manner. There are a lot of folks out there that don't represent us in the right manner. I got no doubt I'm going to be one.
Thank you. Skinny out the build up his inside HBC sports coach, still shirt, finish the fight. Okay, we talked about finish the fight. time in the past few couple of years. But I want to ask you, finish the fight from this perspective. Many people will say that really good coaching is teaching. And if anything I've had an opportunity to learn about you is pride together. One, where does it come from? And in terms of the spring tennis happening, where do you work with the coaches to understand that it's bigger than the game? To stop teaching within the game and allow that.
I think if you can't teach people, you can't lead them. And so there's a lot of people out here trying to get these folks, one, they can't lead themselves, and two, they've never been taught anything or taught anybody. And so then what you create is chaos. And then you just start hollering and screaming and trying to get people to move. And nobody's going to listen to somebody that doesn't benefit from you. And so what we try to do is benefit our players, our coaches. I think the job of the head football coach is to make sure teaching is always happening within the game. There was a time today in the game, my poor coach Buckenside said, when there's 27 seconds left in the half, and you just had a second down that didn't go your way, don't line back up and throw it again. Just kneel that out when there's no timeouts left, get to the half, keep it 7-7. Well, sometimes as coaches, you want to call out next play. When you put the team in a bad situation, you can do that. Now, I had to learn that myself as a coordinator, right? And so I think I have a responsibility and obligation to pass down learned lessons. And the first thing he said was, man, Coach Wright, I have to tell Coach Anderson, you got to look at your team and how enthused they are and make sure they're not so enthused that they can't focus. There's levels to it. You got to be able to be enthused, you still got to be able to execute at a high level. And so what are you going to do to tone your team down and keep them locked in so you don't get locked out of an opportunity, right? And so that was just things I think that we're paid to do. We're an institution, we're at an institution of higher learning in a learning environment every single day. We don't let our coaches sit down and use things of that nature. They don't sit down in the biology middle. So while we sit down over here, we keep them in teaching environment. I think that's just something that we picked up along the way. Great coaches I've been around, and then added our flavor to it. We haven't always been in places with high level of talent. So how do you still compete without high levels of talent? You gotta teach them to be smarter than their opponent. And then they gotta play with high levels of things. Now we're at the University of Sioux Falls. And some jokers couldn't play dead down here. But they won because they learned and they knew how to play with one another, and they never were gonna get mental errors. Well, don't do it. You might be faster, you might be stronger, they were not gonna get mental errors. And they played for the pride of that's how you win in the Midwest. That's why all the national champions came from the Midwest this year in college football. That's how you win. And so we just kind of always taking that approach. I really think that's why we've had the success that we've had. I got taught, my grandma was in high school dropout. And probably still to this day, the smartest person I ever came across. It ain't a joker with a doctorate on this campus that could tell my grandma anything. Nothing. Because she just was that smart. Well, when you look at it, she came through, she had to read a lot, she had to think of herself a lot, she had to learn by experience a lot, right? And so what she did was pass that down. So that's probably what we get it from long-winded answer about, but you know, I like to talk.
Yeah, it is. With all that, coaches, what did it mean, to see your young men open those championship rings today and really realize their hard work? Because, like you said, a lot goes on in the program.
Yeah, it means we're not crazy. It means when we stood on that podium January 7th and told everybody what was going to happen, it means that we can speak those things that are not as though they are. That's what that meant. And it gave us great confidence to say we're going to finish the fight and put it in. And now we're not chasing one ring, we're going to get two. I'm going to make the school buy 2 rings. That ain't no, I don't know what it costs, and I don't care who pays for it. When we win the national championship, we're going to get 2 rings. I don't care if I got to sell a Salvation Army to get it done. Our kids deserve that, right? They're going, if they got something to look forward to, they have something to work toward. And when they open that box, we don't know what they open. I know what they open. I was there in February. I was there in the summer. I was there in fall camp when we practiced for 3 hours. I was there. And so, man, to be there, to see those dudes, to see those seniors come back, those 31 guys that helped us really kick our program off, that was special, because I told them that they were gonna get their money. Now they just believe me. Now it's like, okay, he said it, like Malik said. He said it was gonna happen, it happened. That's what it is. And so I think it should give people hope that you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish if you're willing to work for it. So hopefully the group that didn't get rings, they saw what could happen and they can visualize themselves next year's spring game getting there. My grandma said, if you don't see it, you see it, you're going to see it. So that's what we try to do.
So Jack, you've accomplished a lot in a short period of time, and culture in a very short period of time. If and when you ever allow yourself to sit back and reflect on what you we talked about before, how rewarding is it, one, have won and got the success that you achieved here at this university, two, got the coaching game, consistent coaching, and then three, also got the additional money for NIL, so you can recruit better players with more tenacity.
I really haven't thought twice about the success you had. I try to take a day, on Christmas Day, I try not to get anything, right? I try to sit back and think about where our program was, where we went to, and then where we need to go. And on Christmas Day is when I come up with the theme for the following year. I'll wake up, come up with the theme, the Lord gave it to me. Today I said, I'm gonna wear this ring all night. And then I'm gonna put it on the map, I'm gonna wear it all the way home, put it on the map, and I'm never gonna wear it. Because that's what I've done with all of it. I think when you talk about what we were able to achieve and what our coaches were able to achieve back then, I think that was necessary. Those guys were extremely hard. We found the program that wasn't in very good shape. And it just wasn't what it was. And there's 6 guys on this staff that came with me. All they know is taking over programs that are considered bad and flipping. And I always tell them, man, you're like house flippers. You can tell all the 6 and flip the house. That's all they ever know. With the Mason, flip. With the Valdosta, everybody thought it was good, which is the worst kind of flip. When you got a house that's got mold in it, but it looked real good. House got mold in it, I gotta flip it out. They flipped out when we came here. And what's rewarding for me to watch them do is be successful when nobody thought them. Bunch of these guys, even the coordinator from South Dakota, he don't know nobody in Texas. Offensive coordinator ain't called plays in Division I. All the things that I read, because I'm a social media guy, and it fuels us, right? And so to be able to be successful and they get what they're due. The university was gracious in doing what they needed to do. We didn't get anything that we didn't deserve, but we didn't stick the university up on the front end either and say, you better give me this right now, right? We said, we're gonna earn our, we just wanna get it as our worst deserve. And AD Golf, he said that before we decided the first game. And you lose 12 to do your staff, y'all gonna bring this one up and start up. And they did that. So I think people need to know that that director is a man of his word. We got it done. I was ecstatic with these coaches, man. It's tough to live in Houston. It's expensive. Fairfield and all that stuff down there. People got food in the yard. I wanted our guys to be able to come to work, pour into our young men, and not be always listening to a job that's paying $5 to $10 more. And now I think we secured that. I'm excited. NIL stuff, and you ask any coach, they always want more NIL. Always. That's a great start. That can't be the finished point for us. We've got some other things in place to help us get more. But I'm really stingy with that money. The money you saw go a long way with me. I used to shop at Wieners. They don't even have Wieners no more, man. I used to shop at Wieners, bro. Get them Paco jeans for $9.99. That was me, right? And so we know how to make things stretch. So I think that'll be good. But that money doesn't help us until next year. That's what everybody got to understand. It don't help us, right? We've already recruited the majority of this class. That money is for next year, the 27th class. should be on to this show.
What's your thought on that?
People leave 5 years behind. People leave should be 5 years. You want to always be relevant. You want to always be relevant. I get mad when I see things about rankings of FCS conferences and we're 10th or 13th. I think we have something to do with that. I'm not knocking anybody. I think we just got to make sure we're always putting ourselves on the cutting edge, right? And not just doing what we've always done. If we're Division I conference, we would play Division I people. It just is what it is. When I was in Division II, we played Division II people. And so I think if you look at our schedule, like you and I talked before, you see how we feel. We play 12 Division I games, and one of those is an FBS game. And we're gonna always do that. There's enough FCS teams in our state for us to be able to feel that schedule. We just did a home and home with Houston Christian. We should play Houston Christian every year. Every year. It's an easy bus trip. I like staying in downtown Houston when we're away. So we should just play that game. And some people are gonna complain about it. I think that's a loser's mentality. I'm just telling you. Like, if you want to be elite, you gotta play elite. We're the number 3 team in the country. And then 3 weeks later, we played the number 6 team in the country on our level. With Baylor in the mix of it, and Texas Southern, which is a rival, that's always a tough game. First 4 weeks of our season are really tough. I wish we could play School of the Blind and maybe have a little lamb chops. We don't get those teams. And we put them away a long time ago. So I was glad the commissioner did that. I think that shows where he's going with the conference too. Dr. McCullough was our AD when I was at the other place. And that dude always had big vision on what he wanted to do with our conference. I'm waiting on him to get to the second phase that he mentioned when we were there. Which I think people really like the second phase, and those that don't like it, they don't need to go. And so I think as long as we keep following Dr. McCullough, we'll be fine. What's the second phase? It ain't for me to tell you. That's his second phase. Ain't mine. I ain't come up with it.
Please make sure you raise your hand if any questions.
What you got?
So, just your thoughts on your junior day and the environment of the game today.
Say what we have out there. Over 500? Yeah. So we got over 500 people. I think that's 500 people that our recruiting people across campus ain't got to try to go get. They saw our campus, they saw what we had to offer. I thought Dr. Williams and Shay, they put together really good panel sessions for those students. Sometimes students don't understand the information that they're getting. But I saw parents taking a lot of notes, which they understand, right? And so I thought that was really good. I thought it was really smooth. The best part of the day for me, outside of junior day, was we had a brunch with our administrators, deans, higher ups from across campus. We got a chance to talk to them about what we're here to do. And we're not just a football program. And we're not just, we're winning in athletics, but we're also winning in the classroom with GPAs. And it was a coach talk. You know, administrators and higher ups, doctors, they like to put letters behind their names, right? And I told them, I said, I don't even know what half the letters mean that you have on your email. So just email me as your name. I don't even see all that. But I understand it, I respect it, and your vita matters. Your vita matters, right? So let me give you our vita. We've won everywhere we've ever been, and we graduated at the highest rate and had the highest GPA everywhere we've ever been. And the way we've done that is by connecting with everybody on campus to make sure that our players ultimately are successful. That was the best part of the day outside of the junior, because those people who are recruits as well, we treated them as recruits and showed them what we had to offer the university from a athletic standpoint. That was really good. So we had a party last night. I gotta tell you about the party. We had a party, 90s dome party. It was out of this world. You understand me? No liquor, just fun and vibes. I believe that every DJ you can think of up in there. And man, we have to turn people away. It was clean fun. The students came out and drove, we had lines of students, and we gave something back to the students. And the amount of thank you that they said, and because them coming to the game, we just appreciate y'all. I think we're filling a void that was there, right? I don't know when it got voided, but it's voided, so we got to feel it. And I was really proud of our players, everybody involved, because we got the party, but really proud of our students for showing up. At 12 o'clock, we sold 750. Man, we only give that 350 in. We have them backed up like old school night. Yeah. So it's been a good week, Coach.
Any other questions from the board?
But you've done a lot of, places done a lot of, community, all of the lots of times, what type of feedback have you got from the local community, seeing,
Just grateful. Grateful that young people are looking to do something back. Thankful. We went to a bingo at the nursing home. And we were over there calling out bingo, turning the deal, E56. It was, and those people had a blast. And the email I got from the people in charge over there, it was awesome to see. Our guys, they make the decision to go give back. So, you know, man, I dare you expect somebody to support you. So those guys are bought into that. We said, man, you start getting in tight games, and you need a little favor, and have something built up. I'm just telling you, and I don't know if it's because we do bingo with older people or not, but I know if you do good has a tendency to find you back. And so, man, we're always gonna make one side and do the right thing. And even if we get nothing wrong, it's just that we get it to receive.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Panther Nation, we're excited to officially announce the release of the Prairie View A&M University football schedule. Once again, it's a lineup that reflects the tradition, pride, and competitive spirit of Panther football. This season is going to bring a great mix of exciting matchups, conference battles, and unforgettable moments right here in Pantherland. One of the highlights of this season will be our Labor Day Classic against our rivals, Texas Southern, on Sunday, September 6th, right here in Panther Stadium. We will also celebrate one of our favorite traditions, homecoming, October 17th versus Alcorn State. Your presence makes a difference. The energy that you bring fuels our team and gives us a true home field advantage. We look forward to seeing you this fall as we build, compete, and chase championships together. Get your season tickets starting February 2nd, and let's make this another season to remember. We'll see you in the stands. Go Panthers.